Hello, viewers, new and old. Welcome back to what I said I would never do again. Yes, this is another D&D campaign with the Mystery Dungeon, Pokémon Mystery Dungeon spin. I learned many things during the first one. Made plenty of mistakes, but overall had a good time in retrospect. So here we are again. If you don't know what Dungeons and Dragons is, it's shared storytelling between the four individuals here, where most of the outcomes are determined by the roll of the dice, or in our case, our random number generator named Dice Parser, who we all have a, let's just say, shaky relationship with. With me as the DM, the Dungeon Master, who helps move and guide the story along, acting as the player's eyes and ears. But, speaking of which, I think we should introduce our players. Some are familiar faces on this channel, or voices, from the last campaign and many other of my videos. So let's start off with reintroducing us to the two we do know, and that would be Fire Ally and Quill. You can introduce yourself in any order, and if you're silent for a long enough interval, I'll just pick one of you.
All right, I'm Quill. In the last D&D campaign, you might know me as Lee, and in other campaigns, you might know me as Newbie or Renewal. But I will be participating in this campaign as well, this time as a player instead of a guest.
Very good.
All right. I'm Fire Rally. You've probably heard my voice acting skills for about 5 seconds and then never again. And then otherwise, you've seen me in the Four Swords and you've seen me playing Rafa in the Dark Heroes campaign. And I got to make my own character this time instead of Crow making a guest character that became permanent. So I'll be playing as Sinbad.
Yes, there is a mistake on our status screen, I'm knowing. Yeah, like I said, I make mistakes.
Everyone has 17 charisma.
Yeah, that'll be fixed next time. I don't have the time to fix it right now. But we have two other new players, so why don't you two introduce yourselves?
All right. Well, hi, I'm Ice Belly. I have never really been in any of Crow's campaigns personally, but if you're at all familiar with Sonic Link, I happen to play a certain Paladin Mudkip over there, Sergey. This is my first time ever actually getting to experience any of Crow's campaigns, like as a player, so I'm quite looking forward to this.
And hello, I'm That One Geek. You've probably heard of me nowhere. But so this will be definitely my first time participating in one of Crow's campaigns, but not the first time I've participated in this style of campaign. So, good to meet y'all.
All right. So without further ado, we should begin. How should we begin this? Okay. Sigurd, you find yourself on a trail next to a tipped-over caravan, next to a large hill. It lays in broken splinters on the ground. Your vision is spinning and the sounds of battle ring in your ears. Your hands are numb. There are several bodies of Pokemon laying about this trail and on the side of this hill. Some of them are faces you recognize, and others you don't. That's when you look down and you see a Pokemon you are holding by the neck firmly with both hands. A royal blue bipedal dragon Pokemon with sharp fangs and a dorsal fin on its back, and a fin-like tail. It's covered in a red, sticky substance. You could feel it on your palms while holding this creature by the neck, and soon you realize the same substance is splattered all over your body. As you look around at all the carnage going on, you see a fireball go off in the distance over that nearby hill. You feel the heat on your face as it unleashes a plume of smoke, lighting the morning sky for a brief moment. And you hear the screams of perhaps your friends, your comrades. Perhaps they were the ones you were guarding. In any case, the wails turn into stone-cold silence after the fireball settles. Your head on a swivel, eyes darting to one place and another of this battle, where you see your friend Moiram, who took you under her wing as an arm, and you see her stumble to an outcrop on the side of this hill. She is also covered in blood. She's moving away from 3 more of those bipedal dragon Pokemon. She's limping. But that's when you see 2 other creatures emerge from over the hill, surveying the battle raging on and around them. One looks similar to the other dragon Pokemon, but it's a much larger version, with razor-sharp spikes protruding from its arms and legs. The other, a decrepit, roundish gray-bodied Pokemon with 2 stubby gray legs. Its body looks hollow and wrapped in bandages, with a single red eye with 3 tooth-like projections coming from the bottom of it. Its light gray hands appear to be smoking and billowing as if they were set on fire. Roll for initiative.
Oh. All right. Well, this is going to be a bad first roll of the campaign.
What'd you get? A 3.
3.
Oh, great. Okay, welcome to the campaign. All right. The figure on the mountain, the Dusclops, you see it begin chanting and waving its hands in a ritualistic manner until it unleashes this wave of negative energy that makes the grass wither away and turn brown and die as it sweeps across this battlefield. This energy not only engulfs you, but engulfs your friend and the 3 other Pokemon she's fighting. Make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
16.
All right. You're going to take half. So you're going to take 7 necrotic damage.
Okay.
Morium's going to take all 14 of it. And the 3 Gabite are going to take all of it as well. It's your turn. You are standing by this. You're standing by this tipped-over caravan. Moiram's about 40 feet away from you. Those 2 figures, the Dusclops and the Garchomp, on the top of the hill are about 30 feet away, and
30 feet away.
The ones she's engaged with are 30 feet away.
Okay. So, yeah. Let me go over that again. It was 30 feet away from the Dusclops, 40 feet away from Moiram.
Yes.
Okay.
And the 3 kind of chasing after her.
Okay, and the 3 chasing after. I think he's gonna go after the ones chasing after her. You said there were 3 of them?
Yep.
I think. Yeah. So Sigurd sort of like drops the Pokemon that he's holding. Kind of glances back at it before dashing towards the other 3. And shield at the ready, and goes to strike at one of them.
All right, so you go across the battlefield. You drop this thing that just drops limp on the ground, and you trudge over to one of these Gabite. What are you gonna do? You can easily make it up to one of them.
Okay. I think so. If you don't mind me doing this, he's going to try and grab one of them. Yeah, I suppose he's going to, I guess, drop the shield, grab one of them, and then grab the other with his other hand, with an action surge.
Okay, so we're gonna do an athletics contest to do a grapple.
Yes.
I got a 20.
Ah!
You can still
Well,
beat
there's-
it. It's still possible.
Oh, that's the wrong command. That's the wrong.
Yeah, it's just exclamation
odd.
mark. Just roll isn't in there, and that's all you gotta do.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm used to other. Well,
Yeah.
that's a 9.
Yeah, so
But there is still the other.
yeah, so he breaks free of your grapple as you try to maybe like get him in a full Nelson,
Mm-hmm.
but
And then the other.
oh, I think you're gonna get him.
I
Yeah, he
I'm
got an
hurt.
8. He got an 8 this time.
Okay.
So
Alright.
you have him firmly grappled.
So yeah, so Sigurd just rushes up. I guess drops his shield as well. And just goes to grab at them. He misses the mark on one, but grabs the other in a headlock and just screams, "Run!"
Yeah. And that's all you're gonna do. You're just gonna hold this guy in place.
Yeah, that's my turn.
All right. She's at this point she's engaged with them too, and she's going to turn around and attack it. And
Okay.
she hits it just barely. She strikes it with her claw. Does full damage, and she fells it. It just falls down, and she seems to be heeding your advice and getting away from the other one.
Okay.
The one that's left.
Okay.
And the other one is going to attack you. The one you're grappling is going to try and attack you.
Okay.
It gets a 19 to hit.
That will hit, I believe.
And
Yes.
the other one is going to attack her, and it misses her.
Okay.
So as you're wrestling with this Gabite, it kind of you're kind of in this very messy kind of grapple, but you firmly got him, but he kind of just hits you on the side of the head with his the blade on his forearm,
Mm-hmm.
and he does full damage. These D8s are hot, so that's gonna be 12 slashing damage.
All right. He's still up, but he's hurting.
All right. You see on the top of the hill the Dustclops go for another one of those necrotic waves across the field, and it's hitting everyone. The 2 Gabite, you, and Moira. So do another Constitution saving throw.
All right. Same. 13.
That is enough. But Moirum fails, and so do every single one of the Gabite. And
Okay.
they're going to take a total of 2, 4, 6. So that is 2 plus 4 is 6. So 12 damage and half for you. So 6 damage to you.
Okay.
And as this necrotic wave just hits everything, the Gabite you're holding in your hand just kind of like shrivels up, like its skin goes all taut, and it kind of just, you're not grappling anymore. It just kind of falls limply.
Oh.
And so do the other 2 and Moirum.
Sigurd is gonna run straight up to Moira.
Moira. She's on the ground, kind of a shriveled husk version of herself.
No. No. And Sigurd is gonna turn back to it was Dusknor, you said.
It's Dustclops.
Dusclops.
Yeah.
And he's just gonna run straight at it.
All right, so the movement is a little weird here because you're going to Moirum, so that's like 20 feet, and then you got to kind of go back the other way, which is like another 40 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, so I assume they had no pulse, right?
They, just looking at them, you could tell they're probably not alive, but you can make a medicine check to maybe diagnose this.
Okay. Yeah, because I kind of jumped the gun on that. 3.
What you know here is just, like I told you, you'd reckon there's no life in these creatures anymore.
Okay, then yeah, that's same as before. I guess he's gonna dash to try and get as close as he can.
You would have probably used your action to make the medicine check, though.
Okay, that's fine.
Seeing you charging at them, the Dustclops is going to drop another fireball on you. Or drop a fireball. So do a dexterity saving throw for me, buddy.
Uh-oh. I don't think I'm getting out of this. 6.
Oh, no. Yeah, you take 26 fire damage.
Ow. Yeah, Sigurd just falls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's down.
So you, as you're charging at this thing in rage, you see it lift up its hands and just unleash this plume of fire that just kind of reduces you to a heap on the ground, and you see the other Gabite and Moirum just kind of just blow away like ash as everything fades. And then you hear a voice. It says, "Need some help?"
They killed them. She's gone. I don't know what to do.
That's when your eyes come into focus as you feel a brisk chill come over you despite the blanket draped over your body. You find yourself, funnily enough, what looks like inside a small caravan. There are 2 wooden benches on either side of it, with a small door in the back. There are windows on both sides as well, but they're all crusted over with rime and frost, being nigh impossible to see through. The caravan is not on wheels, as you're reminded, feeling the gentle rocking and hearing the sounds of waves and contracting wood of your shelter. There's a small controlled flame atop a torch in the center of these benches. As you see when you wake up, there are 4 other figures in here with you. There's a small, fuzzy, moth larva-like Pokemon with 5 red horns protruding around its head, almost in the shape of a sun, which is, it's using these horns to feed and control the torch with more fire and occasionally scuttling around it to make sure it doesn't get too big and burn this place down. Mm-hmm. There's a penguin-like Pokemon that's mostly dark blue. It has a short yellow beak with a small point above it, and 2 large yellow ridges extend from its beak to the back of its head, where they meet above the nape of its neck. There's a quadrupedal mammalian Pokemon covered in white fur that has a feline face with an almond-shaped red eyes, a scythe-like tail, and a crescent-shaped horn on the side of its head. And directly across from you, there's a similar-looking Pokemon to the one I last described, covered in thick white fur with 2 drooping canine ears to the side of its head, and has stylized coiffed fur covering its eyes. And as you rouse from your slumber, his head turns to you, and it's hard to tell he's even looking at you because the fur is covering his eyes. But he looks at you and says, "Hey you, you're finally awake."
Where? Oh, who are you? What is this?
Uh, you're going to the ice continent, friend.
Oh, right. Of course. My apologies.
You're quite an odd fellow, aren't you? You fell asleep just as we left.
I'm just quite tired. I don't get much off. I don't often get the chance to sleep. And he just sort of, I assume he's kind of like resting on like a piece of wood or something.
Yeah, you're on a bench right now, kind of with a blanket kind of over you, and it's still pretty damn cold. But
Okay.
but yeah, you're kind of next to this the Primplup, and the Furfur is across from you, and he's sitting next to the Absol.
Sigurd just slowly sits up and looks down, not wanting to meet the eyes of anyone else.
Yeah. No, you aren't meeting his eyes since they're like kind of covered by fur.
Well, yes,
Yeah.
but
he says to you, well, what's your name?
Sigurd of. Sorry, just Sigurd.
Yeah, I don't expect much from those who volunteered to come here. What brings you here to the ice continent? And that's when you remember you getting a letter from a Pokemon you met on a mission not too long ago named Gunther. And the crumpled up remains are neatly folded, however you kept this thing, reads, "To my friends, I have run into trouble and unfavorable circumstances. I am currently set up in the ice continent, at the most northern part of the world. Conditions are hard, harsh, food is scarce, and danger is afoot every day. The Expedition Society has jumped at the opportunity to explore the ice continent, and have invited a number of select adventurers and explorers to map it out to uncover locations on their behalf. I'll get straight to the point. I am required to deliver an important item across the Winterscape to another faction here. But let's just say I don't trust many of these adventurers to carry out this task. That is why I'm asking you to come to my aid. I know we just met and haven't seen each other in quite some time, but after the mission we did together, I feel you're the right Pokemon to do this for me. Be warned, the ice continent is harsh and unforgiving. There's a reason why this place is scarcely explored before, well, the incident. So if you don't think you're up to it, I completely understand. But if you think you are, I appreciate it. Find enclosed one ticket to the liner in order to get here. You'll notice the screening process will be very thorough, but that is normal, all things considered. Once you arrive, you can find me at the dock in the building with the most smoke billowing out the chimney. I look forward to seeing you again. Stay safe. Gunther. P.S. Dress warm, underlined bold." And yeah.
I'm sorry.
And
Go ahead.
going back, he asked, "What brings you here?" When you kind of remembered that note.
He just sort of I assume he probably has the note in his hand. Actually, it's probably a little crumpled from his nightmare.
Yeah.
So he kind of takes it out, glances at it. I'm here on the behest of.
Oh, you cut out a little bit.
I'm here on the behest of a. Did I cut out again?
A little, but I heard what you said. Oh, you with the Expedition Society?
You could say that. I'm
many of us are here just to the opportunity to explore an untapped land. Lots of treasure, new places to explore. This is my team, by the way. He points to the Absol. This is Vice. He points to the Prinplup. And that's Haldar. Pleasure to meet you. The gravelly voice comes from this Absol.
Sigurd leans away and looks up to the. It was a furfur, you said.
Yeah,
correct?
and my name is Alphonse.
Okay. Well, I suppose, we'll be here for a while. It's a pleasure to meet you all. And he sort of extends a hand.
They all kind of extend the hand. The Absol seems like the stereotypical, like, if you were to make a edgy character in a D&D game, he seems like he's trying to be that. He's kind of like going into the corner as most he can. He has like this cloak over his eyes.
Sigurd gives them one quick handshake
Yeah.
and moves on.
Are you aware what's going on there?
Would Sigurd be?
So with what's going on the air continent, it seems like fire is unable to start. Like you could pull out a tinderbox and nothing is coming out of just the sparks won't light. But fire Pokemon seem to still have the ability to make a fire. It's only covering kind of the northern part of the air continent where this is happening. And kind of on the grapevine, it's kind of determined it's coming from here, whatever is causing this.
In that case, Sigurd takes out a matchbox, tries to light a match, and then just tosses them both away.
He kind of nods, yes. I don't know what that's all about. That's not what we sort of signed on for, but there's other factions there apparently trying to determine what's doing that. It is kind of alarming, but I have faith in abolition and the hallowed flames to deal with those things.
And so, why are you going?
Oh, didn't I tell you? For riches and renown.
I see.
It may sound like a petty reason, but I think any adventurer or explorer worth their salt desires that. But that's not the only...
Sometimes. Sometimes it's just better to get away.
That's not the only thing going on, my friend. That's probably what you heard, but, you see, a few years ago, there was a falling star that threatened the world, and, the legendary Pokemon Rayquaza blew it asunder, but a fragment of it hit the ice continent. But what happened to that fragment is it collided straight into a mystery dungeon. And now the ice continent is pretty much a mystery dungeon existing in our realm, world, whatever have you. So there are feral Pokemon crawling all over that place.
A death trap, it seems?
That's probably why they're calling in adventurers and explorers like us to deal with them, stem the tide, while they go solve this issue with the fire.
Great. Well, if luck is on my side, I won't have to deal with any of that. But I suppose I wish you good luck on your endeavors and riches and fame.
If you don't mind me asking, Seemed to have trouble sleeping. You were mumbling and screaming. Didn't really fit a stoic guy like you.
But Sigurd just looks down at that and away.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to offend you.
It's none of your business.
Okay.
Yeah, don't pry into people's personal affairs.
There-
And that's when you probably just he kind of drops the subject, and you go back to the feeling the gentle rocking of the ocean. And a few hours later, I don't know how well you think. Actually, do a Constitution saving throw.
the wrong thing. I'm sorry. Go on.
Oh, do a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, okay. My
Yeah.
bad. 10.
That's enough where they can see you're not taking the ocean very well, but you managed to keep it in.
Yeah. Oh, right. We're on a boat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sigurd is looking very displeased, to say the least.
So, yeah, the journey continues on for a few more hours. You possibly engage with these 3 other adventurers. You possibly don't. And you hear "Land ho!" As you hear like the sound of crunching ice, and it gets a little bumpy, like you're on a plane and you hit some turbulence. That's what you kind of feel. It starts rocking, and the little Larvesta is like desperately trying to keep the flame steady.
Sigurd has a death grip on whatever's closest
Yeah.
to him.
Oh, yeah, there's some ice in the way. The problem with the ice continent is the ice never melts, so the Lapras is plowing through that.
Mm-hmm.
And a very turbulent ride later, you eventually stop. And after a few minutes of preparation, the back door opens as this cold air just kind of sweeps in and just blows out that fire the Larvesta was creating.
Despite the cold air, Sigurd is almost immediately outside, and then immediately regrets it.
Yeah. As you go out in this really brisk environment, you see you're on this port with multiple docks, and there are several of these like little wooden cottages out in this just white landscape. The snow is covering almost all the houses. It's banked up against the sides of houses. You see your breath just hang in the air as every breath you take. There are many Pokemon around just helping the dock work. You see other Laprases kind of unloading other passengers. A lot of them look like adventurers, much like the 3 you saw in yours. Some seem to be like reconvening together from separate vessels. They were all shoved on different ones.
Mm-hmm.
But this, what do you want to do out here? It is freezing cold.
It is freezing cold. The first thing Sigurd is going to do is look for smoke.
Yeah, there's several. What's kind of odd about this town is there's several like pipes connecting each of the houses. And why don't you do a perception check for me?
Okay. Check. That is +1. 19.
Yeah, so you see these pipes connecting, these large pipes connecting each of the small houses, these metal pipes, and what you notice is you could see something red kind of slowly just kind of moving through it, very meandering. Just multiple of these red dots of it looks like the pipe is being superheated by just this ball or something moving through the pipes. But you easily locate the there's this massive chimney with black smoke pluming from it, spewing out, way bigger than the others. So you could probably reckon that's your target.
In that case, Sigurd sort of glances around, takes in the whole his surroundings, and then after another gust of wind blows through, he decides to quickly jaunt over to the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quickly, you probably still have that blanket huddled around you, and you kind of do that the shivering, shaking run as fast as you can. Feet are getting all cold. So you romp through this snow, and you enter this large building. It's a lot larger than the others. It seems like all the pipes are connected to this one. There's multiple pipes just kind of branching out like a web to the other houses. Or structures, should I say. Mm-hmm. And the door is open, so you're free to just kind of go in. And judging how cold you are, you're probably going to do that, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. You just open the large door, and you are inside, where the interior of this looks very, very roomy. There's it's kind of there's a bench, there's a counter. You hear the clanging of metal, like a hammer against metal. It is toasty hot in here. It's really night and day between inside and outside. It isn't even slightly cold in here. It's very warm. But there are two other Pokemon you recognize in here. And we're going to take a chance to introduce each of our characters here. You see a Vulpix and a Fennekin that you are very familiar with. And since we were kind of main charactering you, let's start off with Sigurd. What can you tell me about Sigurd, geek?
So Sigurd, as you can probably tell on the stream, is a Hakamo'o, a fighter, a rune knight. So you'll see that later. And he is a very, like we've seen already, kind of stoic, tries to keep to himself kind of guy who has a past and a very strong moral compass.
Very good. Let's as Sigurd's attention turns, you see a Vulpix. And what does he see, Fire Ally? And what can you tell me about this character?
Well, obviously they've met before, but this Vulpix has a blue headband similar to May from Pokemon, and it's got little symbols on it, like little coffee symbols, and he's also got himself a wrap for the cold weather that's kind of autumn colors, so it goes from the color of his skin to yellow. His fur.
And what could you tell me about him in general? What's his kind of general attitude and demeanor?
He's arguing with the Fennekin. He does not even notice Sigurd came in.
I seem to have buffering incidents. So just a second. I think I fixed it.
Stabilized.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Then I guess we're gonna move over to the the
the Finnegan is, as Farrelly stated, arguing with the Vulpix. She's got a stick stuffed into her tail like a Brakeson would, and it's got a little red bow on it. She is also suitably dressed for the weather. Possibly not as warm as she should have, but warmer than the Vulpix by quite some time, or quite a bit.
Yes, and I should mention you both got the same letter that Sigurd got that I read out.
Mm-hmm.
And you decided to come. And yeah, you see each other.
So the two of them are just arguing, right?
Yeah, but Sabrina sees you out of the corner of her eye, and she looks over, and she just kind of starts ignoring Sinbad, and she says,
"Oh, hey, Sigurd. It's good to see you again."
Greetings. It was Sabrina and
Oh, his name doesn't matter. Don't worry about it.
Sinbad?
Yeah.
Apologies, Sinbad. Yeah, okay.
He's kind of got like that. I heard my name from somewhere in the great beyond look on his face.
You guys arrived here about 2 hours prior to Sigurd here.
I can't say I expected to see the two of you here.
Well,
Well,
say it's kind of a small world.
is it small when you get hand invited over?
I suppose not.
Oh, you got invited by Gunther too?
Well, I wouldn't be here if I wasn't.
I don't know why he invited you, because it's too dangerous for you, Sabrina.
What, you think I was gonna let you get all of the glory for coming out here and doing whatever it is that we're gonna do?
Last time he saw you, you got your head smashed in a chimney.
You didn't do much better.
But I did do better.
Whatever.
Sigurd coughs and just goes, so is Gunther here?
He's working in the back, because he told you two that he's kind of providing equipment for the various factions around the ice continent that have kind of come here to deal with certain things. But he was going on about how he's preparing the thing he wants you to deliver. But that is when he does kind of walk out wearing one of those masks. It's kind of awkward for Gunther. He's a Charizard, so he has like kind of this mask over his eyes, but his kind of snout sticking out. So it's kind of like goggles, really. So he pulls them over his head and he says, at last you've arrived.
Sigurd just sort of stands at attention and says, apologies, the trip wasn't exactly the fastest.
What you also notice about him, too, is he's flanked by this little green Pokemon. And Icebelly, could you tell me about this little green Pokemon?
All right. Well, this little green Pokemon behind Gunther would happen to be his son. You see this small little Trico. He's very clearly a lot younger than anyone else in the group. Like, he's very clearly still a kid. But you can see that he's also wearing what appears to be his own little what's it called? Words are escaping right now at the worst time. It's an apron, like a a blacksmith's apron on, and he's kind of just adored in what you would assume you'd see with anyone really just working on a forge, but he's obviously just a little dusty, but he's looking very excited now that he sees these other people here. If maybe just a little shy, so he's hiding behind his dad.
And Gunther notices you kind of looking over to Aiden, and says, "Oh, I didn't introduce you. This is my son, Aiden."
Hi. Were these the guys you were all talking about?
Mm-hmm. Yes, they're the ones.
Oh, so these are the ones that went with you on the trip on the
Yes, the bandits.
What was it? Yes. Told me all about these guys. I was really hoping to meet them, actually.
Well, here they are.
Hi, I'm Aiden.
Oh, hello, Aiden. It's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you. Sabrina, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you're Sabrina. He's Sinbad, pointing at the Vulpix, and Sigurd?
Sigurd waves.
Good, I got him all right.
You've probably had a long trip, though, so... Would you like to at least hear what I wish to have you do? I assume you're accepting it if you were here.
Well, if Bree had any common sense, she wouldn't, but...
You're one to talk. You're always the one that's electrocuting yourself all the time.
Doesn't hurt.
Yeah, sure.
Well, come with me to the back here. And he kind of lifts the counter open, and it leads to this back room that he kind of invites you all to go to.
All right, Sabrina's gonna head on back.
And he kind of leads the three of you. Probably, Aiden, you probably know what's back here, but I'm gonna explain it to them. But it's kind of common knowledge to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he leads you through this small little hallway, through another set of double doors that leads to this kind of large workshop. There's like a big flame in the center of it. There's networking pipes that go off in all directions. And Sigurd, you can see those red dots that were moving through the pipes are a bunch of slugma. But what really catches your attention is what's in the back. And there is a large molten lava-like Pokemon with a metal, almost like mask face with two very large teeth protruding from the front of its maw, with two large legs. Now, this is the workshop.
Sigurd is looking around, actually probably very impressed, or I guess in awe.
Yeah, there's lots of just blacksmith tools. You see, like, a bunch of weapons hanging on racks, and maybe Aiden, you you maybe like set everything up as they come in, like you light the forge a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Immediately, foot on one of the little bellows, trying to get it to roar a little higher.
Come over here. It's regarding this big guy back here. And he takes you over to this Pokemon known as a Heatran. And he seems to be on this pool of coals. And they're heating up. They're turning bright red. You see, the hallowed flames... Do you know who those are?
I don't know, do we?
Would any of us?
You do. One of you do a. Or any of you train in history
Yes.
or religion?
Frigid.
Sorry, religion.
Got it.
No.
I'm like, religion.
That's a +3 count.
You have to have that little black dot next to religion.
Okay, then no.
Aiden, you probably already know about it, but
Right.
in terms of them, well, they're a group of Pokemon who follow the guidance of a Pokemon named Reshiram. They're all about truth and justice. They live the knight's life. Out of all the factions here, they've pushed the hardest into the ice continent. They haven't said they're here to deal with the fire curse directly. When it started, they took this issue very seriously, but their other mission they seem to have undertaken is eliminating all the feral Pokemon wandering about. And I do mean eliminate, as in burn until nothing remains.
Is that even possible?
Oh, certainly.
Sounds a bit extreme.
I thought mystery dungeons could only had an endless supply. They just spawned more and more.
I don't know what they're doing personally. I'm not. I'm not with them.
You do realize that a feral Pokemon is still a Pokemon.
Oh, and yes, Abolition has taken note of that as well, and I think they have butted heads over that subject. But as I was saying, they have pushed out rather far into the continent, and out into the northeastern side it gets very cold, and they're separated from the docks where all the trade and the fishing is done. And let's just say they won't last very long, so I have this guy right here heating up a coal to throw into their forge to heat up the place. They have a few fire Pokemon to keep them warm, but many of their stronger leaders can't leave. And, well, I need you to deliver to them. Of course, I won't be having you do this right away. You just cut off a long boat ride. I'll give you like a week, but are you willing to do it? It's quite dangerous, trekking across the wilderness.
I can do it.
Yeah, we should be fine.
I wouldn't be here if I thought I wasn't up for the challenge.
And I have a favor to ask you on top of that. I want you to take my son as well. He's of age, and I think he should get his feet wet while cold.
Of age of what? Because I would definitely say Bree is of the age to stop caring about silly things, yet she's still putting twigs in her tail and eating them.
Yeah, and you're spending all your time playing card games.
I don't spend all of my time, and it's sophisticated.
Sure, playing games all the time instead of working towards your future really sounds responsible of you.
Aiden looks up towards Gunther during all this arguing. Did they always do this? Like, it's very obvious. He just asks it aloud.
He kind of just nervously laughs, as if to say yes.
Crow, we're getting lag spikes on the stream apparently.
Yeah, I fixed it.
Okay.
I know what's causing it, but it's kind of annoying.
That's even happening in the Discord a little bit. Like, your voice is doing some robot stuff.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we can tell.
All right.
So,
It's good now.
okay. So Sigurd looks down at Aiden. How old does Aiden look?
I mean, he's young. He's definitely not like he's not an adult. Early teens,
Okay.
very early teens.
He just kind of gives a concerned look to Gunther and says, "Are you sure he'll be able to, well, hold his own out there?"
I'm right here, you know.
Oh, I'm sure. He's you know it. Oh my god, it's lagging again. Oh, wait.
I should fix points at 0.
It keeps like falling to 0.
Oh, we're under a geomagnetic storm. That's what's going on.
Oh no!
No.
Geomagnetic storm.
In other words, internet's going to be crap everywhere.
Lightning.
What a day for that to
What a
Right?
day!
like, of all
I
the
think we're
days
gonna
that
have to
happen-
effectively bear through it. Is the unfortunate
Yeah.
part of
Yeah.
it. I
All
hope
right.
this doesn't affect the playback after the fact.
It shouldn't.
Okay. Well, he says to you, well, you know, kind of in this world, we're in like a pre-industrial age where Aiden, like, he's young, but he's not really a kid. He's
Yeah.
it's like under 10 is a child, but as soon as you're 13, 14, he's kind of ready to go explore and adventure with the big boys. But he says to you, I'm sure he can take it. It's not that much of an adventure anyway. You're just delivering an item. I mean, the Pelipper do it every day.
I suppose so.
Yeah,
They did
but
just warn us of the danger out there.
it is through wastelands that only ice and fire types can really survive.
Yes, that's why most of the screenings required fire Pokemon be in groups. But
Well, we've got 2 on this team, so we should be fine, right?
exactly, it's why it's a bit of insurance too. But I should probably warn you about the other things around this continent you should look out for. First thing I should tell you is there's a small town called Calder. We're gonna switch to the map here.
Oh boy.
Woo! The map.
I believe you guys have it.
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
Oh my god. I'm looking at the kilobytes per second and I'm... Alright.
Crow joined the party. Yes, good.
There's another. The poor internet's trying its hardest, guys.
Guys, if we all turn our nickname into Crow, maybe his internet speed will speed.
That's not how it works.
Yes, it is.
It is.
He says to you about Calder is it's a small town. They'll give you a place to stay and feed you as adventurers here. You just have to show them the pass you used to get here. I'm confident you kept those, right?
Sabrina immediately holds hers up.
The people, the Pokemon manning it, refuse to go deeper into the continent, so let's just say there's a lot of stuff to be explored out there. There's also a Kecleon who's made shop there if you're looking for more exotic items. His name is Alabaster. He's an odd one. But if you're looking for gear or perhaps magic items, it's best to go talk to him.
Ooh, magic items?
But you gotta have the money.
Oh, well, she looks at her little purse with a little bit of gold in it, and she just kind of like, oh, well.
How broke are
We're very broke.
How much money did you spend at the start of the campaign?
Well, I've got to have my wardrobe.
We had
Normally I disagree with her, but on this front, I agreed that getting snowshoes and crampons was the right idea for snow-infested wasteland.
That is fair.
He says to you, if you plan on visiting the Expedition Society in Abolition, there's a small cabin up here that acts as another kind of inn to stay in. They'll let you stay free of charge, of course. But about the Expedition Society in Abolition, the Expedition Society, they're all about exploring the ice continent and mapping it out. Many of the adventurers you see out there, you'll probably encounter or working under them as sort of an internship, I guess. The Expedition Society are good at giving you locations of where treasure is to check out, but you have to give them 10% of what you find, which they put towards developing better gear to combat the cold out there. Be openly available to everyone eventually, but you'll get free and earlier prototypes if you go do jobs for them. And Abolition up to the north. They're very tight-lipped about what they're doing here. No doubt it has to do with the fire dying, but they haven't outright said anything about their objectives. What I do know about them, though, is they're protecting them ferals that are running around. From what I heard about Abolition, they're trying to prevent any violent interaction with those beasts. Doesn't like the Expedition Society's open invitation to adventurers, as adventurers' first instinct to deal with the ferals is to, well, slay them. I also heard there's direct tension between them and the Hollowed Flames, so I probably would stay away from them. But the MDRA is also here. Mystery Dungeon Research Academy. I believe that's what that Natu we saved. She worked for them. And from what I heard, they're also here. They're a group of Pokémon researching mystery dungeons and harnessing their, for lack of a better word, magic powers. Seeing the state of the ice continent being struck by that chunk of meteoroid caused the place to exist as a mystery dungeon without actually being a mystery dungeon. Naturally caught their interest. Thing you should know about them is they don't like getting their hands dirty. They're researchers, scholars, and students. Though this place has been a gold mine for them since the meteor struck 3 years ago. They refused to send any of their members, so what they did was hire the adventurers that come here to collect the meteor shards for them. But that didn't work out so well, as the samples brought back were too minuscule or, well, the adventurers never came back. But perhaps now that the other groups have shown up, the MDRA perhaps came here out of desperation. They still aren't getting their hands dirty, no. I've heard they're still hiring adventurers to collect the meteor shards. They pay very well, if you're looking for riches, and I hear they even offer magic items if you do jobs for them. But some of the other groups see them as godless, nature-defying heathens. And it's no secret the MDRA captured some of the feral Pokémon wandering around this continent doing who knows what to them. But I also have a feeling they're here because of the fire curse, as the Academy's whole MO is doing things like water-type Pokemon shooting fireballs from their hand. So they must have seen an issue with it when they're unable to. There's also one more group you should really watch out for. Not everyone will be friendly here. Despite the numerous and excessive screenings to get here, a number of bandits, brigands, cutthroats, and stophearts somehow got onto the continent. There's no established law here, so my guess it drew many on the wrong side of the law with nothing to lose. The Hollowed Flames and Abolitions managed to drive out and capture the more bloodthirsty among them in the beginning. But then a mysterious character appeared dubbing themselves Queen came about. She somehow managed to unite all these lawless characters and got them to swear fealty to her. Nobody knows who she is or what she looks like. Even after heavy interrogation, her men won't say anything about her besides they're working on her behalf. She's been a major thorn in the side of the other groups, sabotaging operations. But these groups don't really have the resources to focus on her, so it's hard for them to respond to her attacks she performs from the shadows. So she's their second, maybe even fifth priority in terms of the other group's goals. In fact, some have taken refuge in a town east of Calder. You're looking at a map right now. Right there. In the ruins of one of the ruins. I would not go there. Don't go there, Aiden. And
That goes for you too, Sabrina.
I wasn't thinking of going there, but I might just go there just to tick you off.
Let's not go there.
And last but not least, where I'm having you deliver the coal is right here. The Hallowed Flames have pushed their way to a mountain range. It's quite far out there. It should take a week at least. But that's another thing about this coal. You need to get it there within 2 weeks. So I can't have you doing any dilly-dallying along the way. But like I said, you're free to rest up for a week and acclimatize yourself to, well, the climate out there. I'll be here on the dock if you need me. You should probably head to Calder first. Perhaps get a room there.
This is the part where I tell you that the measuring thing is set to grid and not to hex.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, that's okay. we're just using it as a frame of reference.
Right. We're only going to be moving tiles a day anyway.
We're
No,
only gonna
yeah.
be moving 5 feet.
So, the way this works is each tile is 4 hours. But there are certain other things that we'll get to when we start hitting the wilderness.
Oh.
Alright.
Alright. Sigurd will nod and thank Gunther for the information.
No, thank you for coming here.
You're welcome. It's an honor to have the opportunity to come out here and potentially make some great discoveries.
Of course you can. You don't have to only do this. I'm sure you can, if you're up to it. You must still be tired after your journey, but there are other things to do here.
All right. I guess we'll just have a look around the place and head out when we're ready.
Very well. And he kind of sees you off as he kind of gets back to his work, and you can easily find your way out. I forgot to also mention this when you first arrived in here. There was a small shop that seems to be handing out clothing for appropriate to this weather, and kind of the back area of his shop in the kind of the foyer.
Ooh. Sandra would absolutely
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Sabrina's gonna jump on that opportunity.
grab a pair.
So you guys did kind of shopping off screen, and what did you buy?
You want the whole list or just what we bought? When we got?
In terms of the winter gear.
Okay.
Snowshoes and crampons.
Okay.
Where was that?
And extra snow gear.
I bought an extra pair of clothing, and I already had snowshoes, so I'm not sure if I bought that prior.
Did I miss this?
Bree got an extra pair of clothing, and then she got insulation or not insulation, but Mareep wool for her one that she received.
Okay.
Here it is.
It probably zapped her.
Well, I guess she has enough money to get snowshoes, so she'll probably get some snowshoes too.
Sinbad had obviously had nothing to do with the Mareep wool zapping Bree.
Definitely the snowshoes. Definitely the cold weather clothing.
Don't your zaps like fry people though alive?
No, we're not going that hard.
She's built up a tolerance.
That's exactly how it works. It's like
Ash in the anime.
Yeah. So you're gonna make your way to Calder?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, before that, I probably should mention the constructs, just because that's an important thing that we got to start bringing with us.
Oh yeah. What's he look
Is
like?
it just the Heatran?
No, it looks like a Metagross, but it's very clearly not like most Pokemon in the sense. It's very mechanical. So Aiden sort of like briefly before you end up heading off, he brings you around to the back of the shop where there's this little like shed, I guess would be the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
So he throws open the shed and you see what seems to be this almost like this Metagross, but its eyes are very much just not glowing at the moment until he sort of hops up on the thing and pats on the top of it a few times, and you see it sort of spring to life.
Yeah, it springs to life, and it just kind of like trudges over the snow like very easily.
Huh.
Yeah, this was something that my dad and I ended up working on a bunch before we ended up coming through here.
You made this.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Oh, that's pretty impressive. Does it have any magic in it?
I mean, I guess you could call it a little bit. It's a lot of hard work went into making this thing here, but one minute.
He sort of fiddles with it a little bit.
I don't think you would really call this magic. There's a lot of moving pieces in here, and
you hear a bit of clanking and here and there as he opens up a panel, almost thinks about pulling out something to show you, and then thinks otherwise. Is like, wait, no.
Yes, immediately break the construct.
Yeah, he maybe like sputters some black smoke as it's like still moving a little.
Oh.
look, it works. That's what's important.
Right.
Well done.
So, after admiring this work of art Aiden has constructed, you gather up and put on your winter gear, very appropriate to your size and type and all that good stuff. It really like just fits around you very snugly, and though it does keep you warm, you still feel this air and atmosphere that you were just not used to at all. It still kind of bites your face a little bit, but you're better off than when you got here. As you head north to Calder. And Calder looks very similar to the dock, except you don't see the ocean and the ice floating in there and the many adventurers like wandering around. It's kind of like this open community, just with blocks, sort of just lanes, and they have the same connected pipes with the slugma going through them for heating.
Is it from the same pipes, or
no? It seems to be a
from the
different
same
one.
source?
They're coming from this very central. It's this kind of circular building that has kind of all the network of pipes coming from it. But they all lead into these like cozy little cabins.
Well, I suppose. Oh.
And there is kind of there's a Kecleon that you could see at the front of the very front, like he's trying to get attention. He has a big sign up and everything. It says Alabaster the Magnificent, and it has just this big wooden sign, but he doesn't really have like the sign is almost bigger than the place.
Does it have Show 9 written on it?
It does not have Show 9 written on it.
Aw.
Sigurd walks straight past it.
Sabrina actually stops, and she's like,
What do you have for sale?
Oh no, he's inside.
oh, okay.
You have to go inside.
Okay, well, she goes inside, and she's going to ask that.
Okay. All right, are you guys following her?
No.
Aiden is.
All right. You haven't really been. You've kind of stayed in the shop with your father, Aiden. So you're not like too familiar with what's out here. You've maybe seen this guy like drop by and try to hawk his gears inside your shop before he like left. But you walk into this. Like, the outside looks way better than the inside. It looks kind of just... It doesn't look bad. It looks cozy, but it just kind of looks like a normal place and not Alabaster's the Magnificent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just kind of sitting there with... He's got a bunch of these, like, drawers and shelves with various items littered among it. And he's like... Ah, someone has come in to Alabaster the Magnificent. What do you wish to
Yeah.
buy today?
Well, actually, it's more like window shopping. I kind of spent most of my money on clothes already.
He kind of like frowns at you.
Aiden, hearing that and realizing what he just did, instead of saying anything, just turns around and goes back outside.
So, give me a reason why I should let you in my shop if you don't plan on buying anything.
Because I might see something that I want to buy later.
Okay then, fine. I have a few items on special.
All right, she's going to have a look at them.
He goes back and he moves a picture of himself just kind of like crossing his arms and lifting his head immaculately, and there's a safe behind that. And as he goes for the dial, he he makes a motion with his finger to spin around to you.
She does so.
You hear the clicking and whirring of the safe hitting those numbers, and it finally hear a ka-chunk. He's like, okay. And he brings out 3 items for you.
All right.
The first one is a large shield with a purple eye on it.
A purple what?
A purple eyeball on it.
Okay.
It's not like a real eyeball, but it's kind of like a jewel, and it looks like the iris is moving around like it's alive, but upon closer inspection, it's just kind of the light just reflecting on it.
Okay.
Uh-oh,
Yep.
I think the stream just died.
No.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh no!
I just saw over on the side the recommendations popped up. It's like, that's not a good sign.
Oh no!
Ah!
No, the sun got us.
The sun has decided it is
Well,
the laser.
apparently,
sun got us.
The sun has decided it is
Well,
the laser.
apparently, it's still alive. Like, it came back, I guess. I don't know what's going on. I mean, can you guys hear me well?
I'm gonna refresh. Let's see if
I'm
anything.
gonna open it up actually.
Now it's just called the Gold Crow live stream.
Yo,
Oh,
it's the Gold Crow
no.
live stream.
It-
Oh no.
Oh no.
No, don't worry. It's saved. It automatically does.
Well, I mean,
that.
I know the last one saved, but now it's effectively 2 episodes.
Maybe I should just delete it and put it all into one episode.
You're probably
Alright,
gonna have to do that.
Session 2 starting now.
Yeah, here's session 2.
The last thing they heard was that she might come back in the future. Oh no.
Who might come back? What?
Oh, as in, like, the last
Oh.
thing that on stream would have been.
Okay, yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
So, what happened while we were gone? You know, we're probably gonna end this at the 2-hour mark with what's going on.
Oh goodness.
Apparently we're not up though.
What?
Yeah, I see buffering.
Oh my gosh.
Let me pull
Yeah,
it up
Sonic's
again.
saying nope, it died. Still.
Wait, is it?
Heck. Now it's effectively 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Maybe I should just delete it and put it all into one
And there it goes
episode.
again.
You're
All
probably
right,
gonna have to
sessions.
do that. Darn you.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Whose stats are these, by the way? Are these
Mine.
Sinbad's? Yeah.
These are Sinbad.
I'm waiting
We're
for
all
when people get to
Sinbad.
finally see mine and just be like, I'm sorry, those are what?
Thank you for the 8 intelligence. Oh, wait, is it going? Oh, hey, it went.
Oh,
Maybe?
we back?
Are we back?
Hello?
Stream is semi-live.
Okay.
Please, we'll turn
Well, okay, what happened in the shop, oh my gosh, is I'm going to be doing stuff behind the scenes here while I'm explaining this. Is Sabrina went into the shop where Alabaster the Magnificent is, and she wanted to see his more elusive wares. And he went back and unlocked a safe where he brought out a large shield with a purple eyeball on it that it looks like the eyeball is alive, but it's really the lighting kind of moving the iris around. So it's effectively a jewel, an amethyst. And there is a bracers and a ring. He points to the shield. This shield will let you sense oncoming danger and suss out things more clearly. These bracers allow you to shoot projectiles and make your aim more true. And this ring, this one's a special one. This one will protect you from the cold. He says that with a wry smile.
Well, these are all certainly useful. Let me guess. They all cost more than 9 gold?
The shield is 800 gold.
Okay.
The bracers are 1,000 gold.
Okay, seems reasonable.
And the ring is 5,000 gold.
Oh, I see.
And she looks at her 9 gold and she says,
Well, those are certainly very interesting. I had fun window shopping. Thanks for entertaining me. Sorry I wasn't better for business.
No, you weren't. But you could come back for them.
got that what?
You could probably come back for them. Is there anyone you're interested in?
Well, they're all pretty useful. Probably the shield.
Sorry, I'm trying to fix stuff on the side while DMing. It's
Fine.
just not
Fine.
easy.
You gotta multitask more than you already have to.
Just
Putting out fires.
trying to change the name of the stream, but it doesn't want to change.
Most likely, you're just gonna have to take down the live streams and upload a single video.
Yeah.
At that point.
But yeah, he sees you off as maybe you reconvene with your party out there.
I told him about the neat and crazy expensive things that are there.
I don't think Sinbad would have waited. He just kept going.
Yeah, I think Sigurd would have as well.
Aiden doesn't know what to do, so he's kind of like keeps walking between where they're heading and then looks back and stops. Guys, we should have been waiting.
What was that, Ice?
Guys, we should have waited.
She'll be
fine. It's less dangerous to get. I think that getting kicked out of the store is the most dangerous danger she's in now. If she can't catch up with this, she'll be in no danger ever.
And then she gets lost, and now we're going to get in trouble.
As long as there's no chimneys for her to climb up into, we'll be fine.
I'm gonna go back and find her.
We'll keep walking.
Does Aiden run away?
Well, he's gone. He might have left the construct behind, though.
I'm going to go follow him.
As you go after Sabrina, you hear a large kind of thunk, 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 and you hear a high voice say, "Hey, long time no see."
Who is this toward?
It's towards Sinbad, the ones who stayed behind, the ones not going after Sabrina.
Okay.
Okay, so it's probably Sigurd's.
Probably you stayed behind too, Sinbad?
Wait.
Sigurd went to go follow Aiden after
Okay, so
Aiden...
it's just Sinbad.
So it's just Sinbad.
Yeah,
That's
and the
Yeah.
construct.
That works. When you look behind you, Sinbad, you see a large kind of golem-like Pokemon stomping towards you. Just looks like it's made out of stone. And it's just hulking towards you. It's more like lumbering towards you. Sigurd, you probably catch this too as you're running away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, is this like a stone journer or is this more like Stack Attacker?
It looks like a Golurk.
Oh.
And
I don't know if I should be more or less afraid.
it's kind of lumbering towards you, and when it gets right up in your face, it kind of kneels down, and a little circular bird Pokemon hops down from the shoulder of it.
Oh.
Didn't expect to see you here.
You're the one from the cave, aren't you?
Yes.
The one that we rescued.
You recognize this Natu, this little bird-like Pokemon as a Natu, as Estelle. She, I'd say she's wearing a winter gear, but it's more like she's just wearing a parka hood just around her body.
That's great.
Yeah. What brings you here?
Gunther.
He was the Charizard, correct?
Yeah, he works here. So he wanted some help, and we were like, sure, here. So he wanted. It's basically the big and small of it.
Are you on here on behalf of the Expedition Society?
We're not really on behalf of anyone.
Her eyes kind of widen at the thought of that. No. Oh, really?
We're honestly just trying to help whoever.
Well, if that's the case, well, would you mind coming to my room? You could bring your friends along with you. Is that them in the distance there?
Yeah. Well,
So,
at least two of them.
Sabrina's got a pouty face on while she's just kind of stomping over toward him.
Oh, wait, when you leave the shop, you see this, like, immense Golurk kind of, like, kneeling down in front of Sinbad. And you probably don't see Estelle just because she's so small, so it looks like this thing is kneeling towards him.
All right, it doesn't look hostile toward him, does it?
No, it looks like it's, like, groveling to him, the way it's kind of...
Well, she's still doing exactly as I described. She's kind of got a pouty face on her. She's kind of stomping toward him, and she's like,
Would it have killed you to wait, Sib?
Well, it wouldn't have killed you if I didn't. You're safer that way.
You're a jerk, you know that?
He wanted to leave you behind.
and she just kind of gestures to Aiden like, really?
And
Well, if you remember Estelle, she wants to talk to us.
She kind of gives a nod. That's all. She can't really bow, but she kind of like nods at you. It's a pleasure again to meet you, Sabrina.
Hi, Estelle. Looks like you've recovered pretty well.
Oh yes. Let's just say I took a little more precautions coming here too, looking over to this immense Golurk behind her.
Well,
And
it's good to have.
upon closer inspection too, you notice this thing isn't actually a Pokemon. It's a construct like Aiden's.
That is one hell of a precaution.
Oh yes, I figured I probably need a bodyguard coming here, especially with who is here. But let's save the chatter for my room.
Before you even get the chance, Aiden is immediately all over this thing, like just looking over it. It's like, wait, you have one too?
Oh, this is a construct.
Immediately, he's looking for the nearest panel to open up and start looking on the internal workings.
That's when it's like, as soon as you touch it, it like head turns over to you, and you could tell it's about to like maybe like swat you, but she kind of stops it. It's like, I wouldn't do that, son.
Oh. Maybe at some point. I mean, I've got mine right over here, but I just want to see how you men put this one together. It's a lot cleaner.
Oh, yes. I had the academy construct it. But
Wait, you're.
let's talk now. Let's hurry to the room. It's cold out here.
Yes, of course.
So she
Sigurd sort of-
guides
Go ahead.
you to through these avenues to a little dwelling. And she kind of hops back onto this immense thing, and you're probably watching in wonder, Aiden, as it kind of like takes massive steps. There's just seems to be no faults in it at all as it trudges across the snow. And it parks next to this room. It looks very similar to the rest of them. And she invites you in, this little dwelling.
Does it have a golem garage?
It does not. It's just kind of kneeling in the front.
Aw. Alright. Sigurd would actually look to Sinbad and say, so why are we following her?
Well, she said that she wanted to talk. I figured there wasn't any harm in it.
I suppose not.
Oh, wait, I didn't get her name.
It's Stell.
Estelle.
Okay. And you knew her from something?
Yeah, she was being held hostage in a cave by a whole bunch of impotent bandits, and we made all of the impotent fight each other, and then we got her
Oh,
out of
yeah.
there.
Dad
Yeah,
told me about the story.
Yeah, I figured that would be the case.
Oh, so she's.
He puts two and two together at this point, and he's nodding.
I imagine he nods like super fast.
Yes.
Once the dots are connected. You eventually, yeah, you reach her little dwelling here, and you come in. It's a very cozy room, very much like the Kekleons, and but there's more furnishing, like a little bed and a table and all just kind of the net essentials. And she closes the door, and it's like, well, yeah, like I said, it's a. She kind of takes off this hood. She's kind of telekinetically taking it off her body, and she hangs it on a nearby hook. You're free to take off your wares as well, but I just wanted to discuss some things with you, and it's just some private matters.
All right,
Did the impotent follow you?
Oh, no, he was taken into custody.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I don't think they would want to work that hard.
Oh, no, they're just...
I don't think this has anything to do with that, Sib.
Well, she said private matter. That's the only private matter we know between each other.
Oh, no, it's the whole reason I'm here. You've heard of the MDRA, correct?
Sabrina nods.
Yeah. Well, we're here for reasons to collect. And she's like, oh, and she goes over to she pulls a small bag off the table, just this small little sack, and she reaches into it, and she pulls out this kind of golf ball shaped stone. Have a look at this. And she hands it to Sabrina.
All right. She's gonna mage hand it and just kind of like manipulate it in the air and kind of look at all the different sides of it.
So, inspecting this small golf ball shaped stone, you notice it's like pristine, shiny, and it gives off this ethereal glow almost. And as you inspect it a little more, you feel like you could restore a spell slot if you were to attune to this, if you had used one of your spells.
Oh wow, I can practically feel the magic coming out of this.
Yeah, so you know what this is made from?
I can't.
Probably not the same thing as my rock.
Meteor shards.
She looks surprisingly over to you, Sigurd, and she's like, "Yeah, that's correct." You see that meteor that struck the ice continent? Well, the fragment of it. It possessed some pretty potent powers, and the MDRA are looking to get their hands on large quantities of it to produce magic items like the one you are holding, Sabrina.
Oh wow. Learning how to make magic items. I mean, I've dabbled in it. I was able to do some pretty cool things with my stick, but something like this is wow.
And I'm pretty. She looks over to you, Aiden, like as you had an interest in her Guller construct. She's like, and I'm sure you could make quite some better versions of that construct you have using this as well, or modify your current one.
Ooh.
He starts sort of dreaming up some ideas at the thought of this.
There's a lot of things I actually was thinking about doing before.
But it isn't easy to collect these things, you see. I'm sure you're aware the hallowed flames are here as well, right?
So
Yeah,
brief
the ideal
clarification.
people or whatever.
I don't know if we ever described the Hollow Flames. That might have been a detail that got glossed over.
No, we did. They're the Reshiram people.
Yeah, they're the restaurant.
Yeah, they're pretty much going around killing the feral Pokemon.
Oh, that group. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, they see the meteor as responsible for those the beasts on the outskirts of town, and well, they're destroying the meteor shards if they see them.
Well, that's not good.
Exactly.
Where does the magic go after they destroy it?
Well, I suppose it just vanishes.
Probably back into the weave.
Because most things usually don't just disappear.
Well, they use that that sacred power of theirs to dispel it and neutralize it. But we at the MDRA look to honing in on this power, and it might be responsible for the fire curse. And even if it's not, we could use its power to help repel it. It just seems useless destroying it. Wouldn't you agree?
You think that the Queen's using these shards to make the fire go out?
I don't believe that was what she was implying.
Make an insight check, Sinbad.
Oh man,
Uh-oh.
this is gonna go well. Nice.
She seems a little taken aback when you mentioned the Queen. You don't know, the reason towards it, but she just perhaps. But
We've been informed of the many factions here and their goings on. You said you were part of the MDRA.
yes, that's correct.
So we are very aware of their dealings with adventurers and seeking them out to collect meteor shards.
Yes, but you would probably agree it's destroying it is certainly not the right course of action to take.
Trying it
It's
seems like a
certainly-
huge waste.
Exactly.
That's what I was thinking.
Sigurd nods.
That's why we've been, well, hiring adventurers, any ones we can, to find them and collect them for us. And since you're not affiliated with any of the groups, I was just wanted to ask you if you maybe want to do that for us too.
I
And
wouldn't mind.
the reason for the secrecy too, I don't mean to be shady or suspicious. I just, as I said before, the Hallowed Flames do not like these meteor shards, and I don't want to get you in trouble if I'm asking you to go collect them.
I wouldn't mind getting my paws on some of these meteor shards, especially if they can lead to things like this. I could really use this thing.
And of course, the MDRA will compensate you if you find some.
Guys, we're looking for some meteor shards.
In fact, I think I owe you something for saving me back on the air continent. And she throws you the bag.
Sabrina catches it with Mage Hand.
And the bag doesn't seem too heavy, but when you look inside of it, there's like this void inside of it, and you see money floating in it.
I see what we just got.
And there's you count the money kind of just floating in there, and there's about 50 gold in there.
Ooh.
Nice.
So yes,
wow.
you got a bag of holding in 50 gold.
Well, that's
My doorbell just rang. I'll be right back.
no.
She hands it
says
to
50
Sinbad.
gold. Oh, good.
Oh no.
That is quite remarkable.
And there's more if you get your hands on meteor shards. I'd be happy to compensate you. And between you and me, there is a place where I think you can find some.
Show us. I can't guarantee we can go towards it right now due to our current mission, but if it's on the way, we might be able to.
Oh, it's pretty close to the town. You see, many of the adventurers go straight to the Expedition Society when they don't even realize there is a... Well, from what I heard, there is a cave off to the west of here. And I'll bring up the map.
Depth direction of where do we get to go?
It's about 4 hours west of Calder. I mean, you could do it today if you wanted to. It's just it'd be a short little expedition. But I have to warn you is, you see, there are feral Pokemon running around, running amok the ice continent. And there is a cave of specifically Beartic in that direction. But we do believe there's meteor shards in that cave.
Do you believe these shards are in the same cave that the Beartic are in?
Yes.
Well, great.
If we're going, I want to keep one. The shards.
Yeah, we're not keeping a Beartic.
I was about to ask.
Aiden, do a what would I call this? A nature check.
Bear check.
A bear chick.
Let's see. That's actually +3. Wow. Okay. I guess we're in this first session rolls.
You looking at, as Sabrina was looking at this this material, you think other things could be done with it. Maybe you could ask your father, but you probably keep that a pin in that you maybe want to show this to Gunther. The meteor shards.
Wait, did we get one?
You did not get one. She kept the pearl of power. she kept that.
Yeah.
But you know, looking at it being examined, you think maybe he'd know how to do something else with it. But yeah, that's the long and short of it.
Well, these meteor shards are certainly interesting. If we do manage to get our hands on one of them, and if we do, and particularly of those in that cave you mentioned, we'll be sure to let you know.
And like I said, these I'm not doing anything nefarious or people have a bad outlook on us because we use magic, science, miracles, whatever you want to call it. But I find that they just fear what they don't understand. I'm sure you two, looking at Sinbad and Sabrina, you know how that feels, right?
Oh, far too much.
I guess.
And I think if anyone knows how to solve this issue, it's us. We're not going to waste our time smiting evil ferals with holy vengeance or sympathizing with them or just looking for treasure to make a name for ourselves. Ours goes towards research, first and foremost. So I just wanted to let you know we are on the right side here. I hope no one has dissuaded you to tell you otherwise.
Well, we have heard some things, but we haven't really seen any evidence of it.
They sound fine to me.
Well, let me dispel that. What have you heard about us?
Well, we just heard
Sigurd
that there
will
might...
put a hand in front of Sabrina's mouth.
No,
She just kind of frowns and looks up at him.
By all means, I wish to know what anyone is saying about us and allow me to tell you my perspective.
Sigurd slowly puts his hand down.
Well, we've heard that you're
Hang on, acronym.
MDRA.
we've heard that the MDRA might possibly be capturing these feral Pokemon and potentially running experiments on them.
Yes, we did capture a few, but we're just look. No one has ever had the chance to study feral Pokemon outside of a mystery dungeon, and we released it.
You did release it.
We released it. There was nothing to be gained from it.
Oh, all right.
I mean, in theory, if we remove all the shards from this area, they might cease to exist.
That is not how feral Pokemon work.
If the shards are making this area a mystery dungeon, it is.
That makes sense to me.
Well, who knows what'll happen, but we're just after the shards to develop measures to repel these sort of incidents that seem to happen numerously.
Incidents?
Oh, yes, it seems the world is in peril every other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And in my opinion, I think using these meteors' power would help us better prepare for such things.
Even
Yeah.
if they were used to make your buddy out there.
Oh, yes.
Hmm.
The thing about it, too, is these meteor shards they're not really malleable. We can't fuse them together or break them apart. You have to find them raw. So the bigger the piece you find, the more I'll compensate you with.
Duly noted.
Do you plan on heading out? I heard you're meeting with the Hallowed Flames, and I don't want to...
Yeah, it might be wise for us to run our errand for them and search for shards after the fact, just so they don't
We do have a
freak
week of
out if they
time.
find one on us.
We do have a week of preparation. As well,
As Gunther said.
as Gunther said.
It is only about 4, maybe 6, 8 if you're walking slowly. Over to the west, it wouldn't take maybe just a full day, but I don't want to force you to do anything you don't want to do.
12,
But
16,
I gotta say,
oh,
it's
lucky.
the
Stream.
stream.
So,
Let me refresh to see if it's not actually completely dead.
hang on.
It still says it's alive.
I saw it flash the recommendations at me again, so I got concerned.
Okay.
Usually a sign.
No, it's fine.
But in any case,
Nope, still up.
yeah, I just think, the Hallowed Flames got themselves into that mess by trudging out there recklessly.
We hold no alignment to the white flame. We're just simply doing our mission. We're simply doing a mission as we've been told.
Yes, I
Similar to our alignment with the MDRA. This does interest me, but we hold no affiliations. Your group.
We're an independent group.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of, not only because you, saved me, but that's another reason I trust you is, you'll find a lot of other Pokemon have their agenda here.
Oh, I wouldn't
That
doubt
I'm
it.
sure of.
But if you're willing to do that, you said you're going to be here for a week?
Sounds like it.
Would you?
I don't know. I'd rather get this done and over with than wait a week.
Well, Sid,
can wait.
you heard what he said. It's like a 2-week trek out there. I think we should at least get a feel for the land.
It's only 4 days.
It was a week trek, and we have 2 weeks.
Oh, don't underestimate the travel time, my friends. There's raging blizzards that'll slow you down, and
He said we have up to a week of time to prepare. I don't suppose a day will put us back by any numbers.
I would rather excavate that cave soon, too, before anyone else finds it. I mean, it's right under everyone's nose.
I'd have to agree. I think we should, at the very least, do this just if for no other reason, and if we get nothing else out of it, just to get a feel for what it's like traveling around on this continent.
Oh, close. Okay.
So, you accept?
Well, I do, but I'm not sure about some of our other team members. And she looks at Sib.
Aiden looks over also, and he's got a big grin.
Perhaps you can look at it as training to fell the creatures you're probably going to be encountering.
Sib, come on, let's do it.
I'm not keen on the Hallowed Flames finding us with a shard in hand while we're delivering this.
That's why we give it to her before we head out there.
I mean, you're free to keep them if you wish, but, you could just give it to me. I'll buy it off of you.
If we are to keep them, we have plenty of place to store them.
That too. I gave
there's
you that bag. You should be able to stuff them in that bag. And
That's true. I would like to run my own experiments on these.
If nothing else, if we do want to keep one and keep it out of the sights of... what was the group called?
White Flame.
Hallowed Flame.
A Hollow Flame. Wrong.
Could have sworn their name was the Heavenly Wings.
Hang on. Let me.
This is why we have notes.
I wrote it wrong in my notes.
I was
it's
referring
hallowed.
to a different campaign.
If we want to keep it out of the eyes of the Hallowed Flames, but keep it for ourselves, we could probably just let Gunther hold on to it. I'm pretty sure he's trustworthy.
Obviously, you can trust Dad.
See?
I don't hear any objections, so obviously it's correct.
Sinbad just kind of looks at Aiden like
What?
a 5-year-old.
What did I say?
Well, you look like you just got here, so maybe you just need a little bit to think it over. You know where I am. I'll be here. And please don't tell anyone
Oh,
about it.
don't worry about it. We'll definitely look into it. Sib's just being stubborn.
Well, understandable. I was kind of grumpy after my trip here. Do another insight check.
Sinbad?
Whoever had... Actually, all of you can do it.
Okay.
I know I did the last one. If you wanted to just do it, then.
I have
18!
Oh, goodness.
I win!
No, you
I'm
win.
a winner!
16.
16.
Oh, 9.
Nope.
So, what you notice, Sinbad, is she's totally lying about being grumpy when coming here. Like, she's saying it as a lie to pacify you. As if she got here some other convenient way.
Interesting.
Very well. You probably want to take out your own rooms, so you could decide on what you want to do and come back to me. Though I would hope you do this in the next week. I don't want to wait 3 weeks for you to go to
Oh, wait, that was insight. Whoops, that was a wrong roll.
the Hallowed Flames.
We'll be sure to let you know if we decide to take you up on your offer.
All right. And you take your new bag and your coin and leave her abode. And you travel back through the streets, and there's basically this little checkout station where they assign keys to different teams for these little dwellings, and you sign up for one, and you obtain your key, and it's pretty close to the main path that leads back to the dock where Gunther is, and you get your own room that it seems to accommodate for your size too of your party. You notice Estelle's room was just for her, which is kind of odd.
Mm-hmm.
But this one is like a 4-person one.
I have a very important question.
What is that?
When they signed up, did they ask for a team name?
No, they did not.
Okay, thank God.
Oh, good.
Good.
How dare you try to put us on the spot like that?
I would have been really funny, but I mean, it would have hurt me too.
And I hate to do this and kind of like I had so much else planned, but we're gonna end on an anticlimactic note because of all this brouhaha.
The lag.
Yeah, I don't know what the problem is, so
We go to sleep.
yeah. You sit there and deliberate what you do, I guess. Yeah, and that's.
I mean,
what-
I'm pretty sure we're going Ice Cave.
Yeah.
We're going Ice Cave.
I want to keep one.
So do I, actually.
Everyone wants to keep one.
Everyone wants to keep one, actually.
Yeah.
Sorry, we
I-
only found 4. We can't give you one.
There was nothing there.
There was nothing there, actually.
All their pockets glowing.
But on that note, we'll end. It's so weird. It's struggling. It's like 0 kilobytes a second, 5,000 kilobytes a second.
Geomagnetic storms.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you next Wednesday. Hopefully, this is not happening again. Well, the session, yes, but the
The sun will not
hopefully this
hiccup
session
on
doesn't
us
happen
again.
yeah.
Sun will
let's
not be
not have the sun will not be a
angry.
deadly laser.
Yeah. All right.
Knock on wood.
Bye,
Knock on
guys.
wood.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.